Now this is a very fundamental question. What is the difference between convert.tostring and toString function? Now the question is fundamental, the answer is simple, but many of the developers are not aware of the difference. So basically developers use both of these functions interchangeably, without knowing what the difference is. Now the basic difference between both of these functions are that the convert.tostring handles nulls, while the toString function doesn't handle null. So in other words, when you have a string value which is having null, and if you give it to convert.tostring, you will not get up an error. But when you give it to the toString function, it will throw up an exception saying that there is a null exception. So let's try to see a small demonstration in order to understand, if this answer is right or wrong. Now, in order to demonstrate, if our answer is right or wrong, what I've done is I have created a simple Windows form here, and on this Windows form I have a simple button, and in the button what I've done is I have created a string with with a null value, and I'm trying to use the convert.tostring. So let me just do a control Fi here, and let me go and run this form, and let me click on the button. Now when I click on the button, I'm not getting any error. So in other words, this code is getting executed properly. All right. Now let me go and close this form, and let me use the toString function. So let me go here and say convert this, use the toString function, right? And now let me again do a control F5 and let me run this. Now you can see that I'm getting up an error here, and if you go closely you will see that the error is of null reference exception. So in other words, what the interviewer is expecting from you for this question is convert.tostring handles nulls, while the toString function doesn't handle nulls. Now this is a very fundamental question, and from the interviewer's aspect, every developer should answer these kind of fundamental questions. Now I'm sure that practical professionals or developers will have their own argument that how does this question judge a developer's experience, well, but accept it or deny it. That's how the market is. So thinking from the same aspect, what I will suggest is basically go and prepare other .NET basic aspects like the global assembly cache, garbage collector, intermediate language code, boxing, unboxing, etc. So what I would suggest is go to the .NET fundamental section, and you can go through the question and answer series of IL code, CLR, CLS, JIT, code access security, garbage collector, like the dispose pattern and the finalize pattern, which people ask about, strong references, weak references, delay signing, when you're going to use delay signing, global assembly cache, if you have multiple versions and how do you handle it, delegate, events, etc, etc. So probably you can go to this section and prepare more on other .NET fundamentals, so that basically you do not fail in answering fundamental questions. Thank you very much.